Duck's mate by gang rape.
Oh, that's actually true.
Yeah,
It
people
seems like
always
the
bring
teacher
that up.
used to tell me that. I was like, alright.
Alright,
Jack Todd was the
don't
one that
care.
started it.
Jack Todd was there when it was written.
Right
We
then.
turn the fucker on.
Hello and welcome to the Trip Sitters podcast.
My name is Connor.
My name is Dean.
My
My mum is called Kate.
Never mind that. Doesn't
My
matter.
mum's dead.
Kieran's mum's dead.
I'm your dad's best friend.
He's your dad's best friend.
And Todd's here.
Yeah.
And Jack is here.
Yeah,
And Jack's here.
I already introduced myself.
And Dean's here.
And Dean and your dad and your dad and your dad and your
And your
uncle
dad's
and your
dad. And your
dad.
dad's dad.
And your dad's dad, Sue's dad's dad.
And your dad's
And you-
dad's noodle.
And your dad's mate's dog walker's best friend.
And today's episode is all about PG.
That's a lie. That's a fucking lie.
No, it's not, because today we're going to be talking about Halloween. Because,
Yeah, it's a bit Halloween-y today, like.
It is a bit, to be fair, except not at all.
To be honest, it is a bit Halloween.
yeah, I like Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. I think.
More of a Sonic fan myself.
Do you know, this is like genuinely real as well. It's been proven that Sonic fans tend to have autism, like more than Crash fans.
It seems that Sonic fans seem to have mental issues.
Everything.
Like mental health issues.
Yeah.
Especially with
It's 'cause
people on Instagram
They have
and
no
stuff
one.
like that.
They have no one else you can relate to except the blue spiky hedgehog.
Except an anthropomorphic hedgehog.
He's my ex.
Damn.
Who do you think has the bigger penis out of the two?
Out of who?
Crash and Sonic?
Wait.
Give me a second. Crash is a Bandicoot, right?
No, it's...
Yeah.
What else would he be?
Hedge-
Crash Bandicoot.
Hedge.
What is a bandicoot?
Peanut.
It's an animal.
They're like little Australian creatures.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Oh my god.
Wait, are you looking at its penis?
But there's like some weird diagram of one. Fuck. I've got animal penis searched in my Google now. My incognito.
Oh my god, I have Sonic socks on.
You have what?
Bandicoot.
Sonic socks on?
How have you
That's
just
funny,
realised?
I searched Bandicoot penis.
No, I
and
didn't
then
put the two
I
into it
did Crash.
together.
Yeah, I'm not doing. Someone else can work out who would have the bigger willy.
Well, I didn't need to. It was just like a hypothetical. I didn't need to be
It
like
was just a
Google.
hyper-pickle. It was just a hyper-pickle.
Oh yeah, Jack. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Connor,
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck off.
To be honest.
Yeah. To be honest, mate.
highway. Oh, then.
Right. So.
Today's podcast is about... You know.
I thought we've already established this.
We are.
No,
I said it was
just
about
do
the
it again.
I said it was the spooky one.
So today's podcast is going to be it's a spooky one. It's for the Halloween. It's coming up on the 31st this month.
It isn't.
You know.
As usual.
And the
As usual.
31st is a Saturday.
Yeah. So although COVID's about, you could pretend. You could go to the shops, buy some sweeties yourself, get all comfy in your little onesies, and just chill. Just listen to this and get scared. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're here for.
We're going to be telling real stories involving death,
Real
mutilation,
people.
and otherwise morbid
Mutilation.
bodily harm.
Yeah, really.
Anything
Not
to add?
wrong. Wait, who wants to tell the personal scary story?
That's not me.
Jack's not me first.
By rule of elimination, it is Jack.
Me.
What about Grandad Jack? What about Grandad Jack when you were younger and you saw him?
No. No, do the Ouija board first.
The Ouija board. What the?
Yeah.
Oh, the one in. Wait,
Grandad
Kane.
Jack Ouija board.
Oh, yeah, Kane was there when that happened.
You can
What?
tell that story.
The
On
one.
the back of the book.
You know the most
Oh.
haunted book that we had.
Yeah, the book
in
that we had in primary school.
Year 5 or year 6. Aye. Well, in primary we would begin like water bottles at the school, and everyone had their own names on it. And we found that like I can't remember. I've been trying to find the book for years, but I can't remember what it was called. It's like a big purple book with like this weird holographic image in the circle of it, in the center.
It's
of it.
got loads of scary ghost stories in it.
Aye. On a 2-page spread, it has the yes and the no, and then the letters. And once when one of us was sat with it on our lap, and we had the water bottle, and it was about 10 of us with our hands around the water bottle, and we were asking it questions, and it started moving. We clearly someone must have been moving it, because I don't think fucking Grandad Jack was actually there. But somehow someone moved it as I asked if it was Grandad Jack, and it started moving to yes, and everyone started to get like pretty scared, so they closed the book and they told the teacher, and the teacher had to confiscate the book, and it was never seen again. And until we moved into secondary, we went into secondary school, we found the book again, but I still can't remember the name of it.
It's a damn shame because it'd be cool to see that
I
book.
thought it was like most haunted, or haunted like just by itself. I can't remember.
Was it true ghost stories inside of it, or like
Yeah, true
supposedly
ghost stories.
or-
It had like pictures of ghosts, and it was like one of them was like Henry V or something, or Henry VIII, and he was coming out of this back alley, and it didn't even look like a ghost. It was just 2 doors opened, and it said it was a ghost.
Oh, and like a black figure.
Yeah, and then there
I've
was
seen
one-
that image before. It's really famous.
And then it's the one of the ghost lady walking down the stairs. It's like a massive
Yeah.
manor thing.
Have you seen the supposedly real ghost image of like a church altar, and it's got this big, disturbing, like Grim Reaper looking thing in it, with like a big, like scream face?
Yeah.
It's disturbing.
I think I looked at that once in an ICT lesson in primary. Because we were.
Jimmy, can you pull up that image?
Hey, Jimmy, can you pull up an image of some random cunt above
Because
me?
that one genuinely scares me.
Why? It's not
I
right.
don't know, it's just the way it looks.
Wait, what's this image?
A
I'll
ghost
put it
above
in the Discord. It's like on a church altar.
I don't know if I know what
It's
you're
really
on about.
disturbing. Oh, I'll show you this one because it's fucking horrifying. I've just got it up here.
There's the one of in that book there used to be a picture of it's like a house fire, and in the house fire you can see like a little kid's face. And then
Oh
there's,
yeah, I've saw that one.
Like, then there's like a little
That was
story
in the book.
underneath. Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, it was in the book.
That was in the book. Right, look at that.
That was in the book, alright.
That's
That's fake as fuck.
why is he so
Frightening.
squeezed?
Right, I'm turning my light on because I'm getting scared.
Spooky.
It's horrible. Because I saw that when I was a kid as well on like a slapped ham video.
A what video?
Slapped ham. You not remember him? The Australian guy.
What is slapped ham?
He was an Australian guy who used to do top 10s.
Oh.
I've never heard of slapped ham.
So have you never seen that image before?
No,
No.
It's horrific.
it looks very fake.
I think it's
I'll
scary.
pop it on the episode as we speak now.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can be scared of a scary movie, and then no one's gonna go, "Oh, it's fake." Oh, yeah.
I know.
But it's
I'm just saying.
what the feeling it gives you.
That's a fair one.
So I think Kieran has something to say about Eliza Lamb.
Well,
What
just
What's a laser lamp?
Eliza Lamb.
You know what it
You
is.
know, yeah, you surely know what it is. It's about it's this story. It's not really a story. It's a thing that happened. She was this like Asian student.
Oh, that.
Yeah, this Asian student who was studying in I think it was like Canada, or was it Was it?
It was
LA, or
LA,
something?
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was LA. She was in LA. She was staying in this hotel, and she just disappeared one day. And then they looked through all the security things, and they saw her, like, in the hallway. And she goes into this like elevator, and she's like freaking out inside the elevator. She's looking like left and right outside, as if there's someone like chasing her. And then the next thing, like a few days later, she was found on the top like floor of the hotel, inside this big. Do you know how like they have them big water like holder things? I don't really know what they're called.
It was like a
water
like a
tank.
septic. Yeah, like a. Yeah.
A big water tank, but like the thing, she
Called a-
was
yeah.
yeah, she was found inside the water tank, but like to lift the lid of the water tank, you needed like at least a couple people because it was like so heavy, and there was no way that she could have physically got up there.
Yeah, there's also no way that she could have lifted it up, got inside, and then closed it again.
Yeah,
It would have not been humanly possible.
and then
Plus-
people only found out that she was like missing was when they were saying that the water tasted funny and
Yeah, the water was black. It was like black sludge coming
Yeah.
out. Because like her body was decomposing into the pipes. It's pretty fucked up. Also in the video of like when she's in the lift, you can see her hands, and her hands are bending in like an unhumanly way. And it looks fucked if you've seen it.
Unhumanly.
You know,
How do you mean unhuman?
Like
Inhumane.
if you look at her hands, they're bending like
I know what you mean. Yeah, she's like.
it's like her hands are like dislocated or something, and they're moving about really weird. And it looks
When
like she's
someone's
talking
on-
to someone. What?
people say that she was playing the elevator game or something, but isn't that just like a creepy bastard?
That is a creepy
Of
bastard.
course it is.
The
Yeah.
hotel that she's in is like well known. for
It's
having,
meant to be like
ghosts.
haunted, yeah.
Yeah, because
It has loads of deaths in it.
Yeah, it has loads of murders and loads of people jumping off the top of it. to kill
Probably
themselves.
just some guy that kills people there.
How would he put her into the water
Probably.
tank? though?
And why would she be going crazy and her hands bending really weird?
With this.
I think she's part of a creepy pasta minute.
That's the hands.
Oh yeah,
She got them
That's what
jazz
Jamie
hands.
Just throwing gang signs.
why has it got the stupid big red circles around it, man?
So you can see it.
One of the videos that I've seen where it's
Not
like the big,
clickbait.
you know, where it's like the big stupid red circles.
Yeah.
It's like one where it's the ghost in the stadium, the football stadium,
Oh yeah.
and it's like running across the stands, and it's like disappearing between the people and that.
Oh yeah.
That one's pretty fucked. But it's probably just an edit of a video, I suppose.
Thoughts on what happened to Eliza Lamb?
Why
I
does it
think
look
she
like-
was. I usually just go with the. If the water tank part didn't happen, I would have just gone, oh, she's just nuts. Like she
Yeah.
just went like had a massive
But
psychological
she
break.
never had like any history of
Yeah, no, they
psychological
went back
problems.
and like looked at her like mental health, and she never had like schizophrenia or anything like that.
Yeah, but it could have been. It could have just never been recorded. You
Or
know
it
what I
could
mean?
have
But I
been
think
It could have been like induced by just, like
Something, or
psychedelics
drugs,
something
you know.
So,
She
Um,
wasn't. I'm sure they did a thing on her body, and she wasn't found with any drugs in her system.
it still doesn't make
I
any
think
sense
it's
how
the,
she
it's
got
the
in the
water tank part. Yeah, that's the part where I'm like, okay, that's really strange.
That's really scary.
Oh, fuck off! Who's that? Oh, it's Will. Don't do that. Not right now. Thanks. Sorry, a hooded figure came up to my window.
The hooded claw.
The hooded claw came up to my window. That
Sounds pretty
genuinely
scary.
frightened me.
What did you think it was, Eliza?
I thought it was Eliza Lamb coming back to the
I was about to say you don't know if she's dead. But
I mean, we do. She literally got rotted away and dissolved in water like squash.
She literally watered in the rocks, so she's pretty much dead.
she's the rocks to the water.
We feel
What do you think that tasted of?
Eliza Lamb.
Yeah, Eliza Lamb. Pretty straightforward.
The water, like the black sludge. that
Eliza
came-
Lamb.
Eliza Lamb.
Eliza Ham.
Lamb. What do you know
Lamb.
if you ate
What?
Eliza Lamb with mint sauce? That'd be nice, lad.
Oh man, she's dead.
Mum, what do we have for tea? Eliza Lamb.
Eliza Lamb. I'd be scared, mate. I'd say, Mum, what's going on?
I said, Mum, I'm not eating that.
Yeah,
I'd
but
say,
then what
"Mum,
would
you've
you
been
do?
watching
Yeah,
it with YouTube.
Yeah, but then what would you do if you tried to show us and it wasn't real?
Oh, fuck off, man.
Ruins every hypothetical. Because then it's like, oh, I don't know what to do.
That's the question, but you don't know how to answer it.
The question always is, if you show something, something happens.
That's the picture, you and that's the one that
Well,
probably
Hampton
used
Court
to
Ghost.
scare me. Yeah, that used to scare me.
That's the
And
Henry.
did
That's the Henry VIII one I was talking about.
No, it's the Hampton Court.
Henry VIII.
No, they say it's Henry VIII, or they say it's some sort of.
Alright.
They say it's some like English king. I swear now. Jamie, pull it up. I swear now.
Because I knew exactly which one you meant when you mentioned it.
King Bat.
King Bag.
King Bat, comically large spoon.
King Bag.
King Bag.
See?
Will you
Oh,
be putting
no.
these images like in the episode, Jack?
Yes, I will.
Like, on screen? Because
Yeah,
it'd be really
if you
annoying.
type in Henry VIII ghost, it comes up with a picture of the bloke walking away.
I know. Oh, is this the one of the woman you were talking about earlier? Because you'll be able to put this up when you talk about that. Because this one looks pretty scary.
Pretty spooky.
No, it's not that one.
Not that one. No, but that something I've seen that before, but it's not in the book that I'm talking about. If someone can find that book, someone in the bloody comments, someone in this godforsaken world can find that fucking book. Because I've tried.
So it's purple,
for
it has a
years.
Ouija board in the middle, a holographic cover, and the name has the word haunted in it.
It definitely has haunted in it. And it was like, I think it was like paranormal something. And it was a purple book with like, it was like a purple and white gradient sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ask Reddit. I'd love to help.
But there's literally like hundreds and hundreds of those type of things in the UK. Like those type of kids' books.
I know, but it was a specific one that had a fucking Ouija board, and it had like a bit. It had a bit at the end that showed a world map of where all these like mythical creatures live, and it had like little dots of where they actually lived.
Yeah.
So it had like a little dot at the like top of Scotland that said like the Loch Ness monster, and then loads of little dots in America that had Bigfoot and shit.
And Chupacabra.
And stuff like that. Had like werewolves and vampires. And it had zombies in Africa.
Oh
I remember it
my God.
mentioned because it had like a little story where it was like something about these African people going crazy and eating each other. Or something
And
like
did you say it? And did you look at that and say, buried?
I went Angola buried. Yeah.
Shangri-La.
No.
No, mate.
Shangri-La is not
Shangri-La.
set. Shangri-La is not set in Africa, mate.
It is, but alright.
It's not set in Africa. Where
No,
is
I'm saying Africa.
They thought Shangri-La
Shangri-La
was
is
set...
like Nepal.
Yeah, they thought it was set on Mars back in the day.
Why?
Maybe you did.
No, I didn't. I thought it was a stupid idea.
Maybe you thought that in your little head.
Hell game. Why would you say that? Have you got any horrible ghost stories or any stories like that?
I just heard it scream.
What do you mean?
Like I heard a scream in real life.
Scream in real life.
We don't go check.
No, like I heard someone go like, ah, and then they said something.
What in
Really?
I don't know what.
Like in
Anyway,
Kieran, wait to read.
ignore that. What do you wanna say?
I was gonna say, do you have any like ghost stories of your own, or like stories
I've
as
got
in, like,
one.
the pictures I was just talking about, something like that.
I've got one thing that happened to me, and I've probably got a few stories I can tell. I've got one that happened to my dad, which is really like. I
That
don't know,
story you
pretty
told
weird.
of your dad before was fucked. With the where he's eating the grit salt.
Oh, did I tell that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh no, but on the episodes we actually released.
I
I
don't,
think so, yeah.
was it on? It might have been on the Shirley Code. I can't remember.
No, I thought it was on the first like episode where it was about like childhood stories.
No, because Connor was there when it was talking.
It was.
Was he? Oh, then it was on the episode.
No,
Oh,
it
that-
was on the first ever episode.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
So it's on the Shirley Code, so you can tell it if you
No,
want.
it's not on the Shirley cut. It's on
No
the
man,
one
the
after the
actual
Shirley
first
cut.
episode.
Oh
Aye.
my god, what is it?
It's the one after the Shirley cut.
Aye. Wait, do you want us
Can
to
we
tell
all
the one
agree?
about- you want us to tell the one that happened to me first, or the one that happened to my dad?
Yeah, your personal one, and then you tell. the other
So it wasn't Halloween night, but it was a Halloween party. And we used to all go around my aunt's house, and we'd been there like a good few hours, so it was like late into the night, and we were all sat in the like front room. And or was it Halloween? It might have been something else because there was balloons. It might have been like a birthday. But we always used to go around my aunt's house for these events. And it was late on the night and we were all sat in the living room, every single one of us. And my aunt has loads of stories about her house being haunted, but she doesn't tell them often, but she'll tell me because she knows I'm interested. But anyway, so this house was already like a weird place, but I'd never experienced anything there. Just what the things she told us. So every single one of us was accounted for. Every single one of us was in that room in the moment. The doors were shut, everything. All of a sudden, one of the balloons just pops out of nowhere, just bang! And then we hear going up the stairs, do. Someone run up the stairs, and we were all in the room. And that's the only thing that's ever happened to me, personally, that I could not explain at all. Like, did I have
dog?
like... No pets.
Did you have a cat?
No pets. Every single living thing in the house was in the room, and it sounded like a person. You hear like
Not,
human beings' footsteps.
If
she's
it
not
was-
cheating on her husband.
No, well, it'd be a bit weird for the other lad to be there when we're having a nice family gathering.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit weird.
Quickie,
But that
upstairs, straight back down.
genuinely terrifies me because I, like,
Have no way to explain it.
yes, everything else that happened to me that's been weird, I can rationalize, and you can say, oh, whatever. But that happened, and you just can't. There's literally no way of, because it sounded. You can't falsify a human walking up the stairs. Like it sounds. It's such a distinct noise. It's such a loud kind of sound. Someone running up the stairs in the next room, over. I couldn't have mistaken that for anything else, and everyone heard it, and everyone was like, "Who was that?" Oh, we're all here. What the fuck?
If there was a pet, it would make sense for like the balloon popped and then it ran upstairs because it would have been scared.
There was no pets in the house, and also like a dog is not going to run up the stairs in the way that a human does. It was do, like step. You know what I mean? Like a dog is going to sort of pitter patter. A cat isn't even going to make much noise. This was like a human being
Depends
running
if
up the
it's-
stairs,
Depends how fat it is, I suppose.
and it was loud
Did
enough
you
that
piss yourself?
no, I did not piss my pants. It was loud enough so that the door was closed and we could still hear it through the wall, like someone running up the
It
stairs.
was awful, that.
It
There was a
was.
weird- There was a weird story like that with like a group, like a family meet, like a family like gathering sort of thing.
Mhm.
With it was after my nana on my dad's side had just died, and we were all at my dad's house. Not wait, it was my nana's house, but not my dad's. And we were all sat in the sitting room, and it was like a few days after her funeral, and she had like been cremated, and she was put on this like table, and near the table was we were all sat in the sitting room where the table was, and we heard her phone start ringing, and this was like I think it was Boxing Day, and we heard the ring and it was coming near the table, and it was like right underneath the couch, and we moved the couch, and it was this little phone, like a little Nokia brick phone sort of thing, and it was
Yeah.
wrapped in sellotape, and it was going off, and it was my nana's old phone from like decades ago, or however old it was, and
Yeah.
it was going off for an alarm for Christmas, and it was just going off. It was the first time I've ever seen the phone or ever heard
Yeah.
it go off, and it was like it had no battery in it, so I don't know. I don't know. It had a battery in it, but it was like a decade old, so I don't know how it would still be charged or like able to turn itself on and play an alarm.
So was that her phone for the plugs or for the hose?
Shut the fuck up, cheeky bastard. It was like an old Nokia phone. I can't remember.
Why
if
was
she
it wrapped?
dealing on that.
Why'd she hide it?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen it in my life. I don't know why it was there. It was like wrapped. It was like wrapped so the back wouldn't fall off. Is what I mean.
Maybe it was a burner phone.
Where I don't know what it was, but it just randomly went off, and it was the first time I ever heard it. It was just after she died.
It's a burner phone. She's moving coke from the northeast.
She's not moving anything because she's fucking dead.
I mean, she
You
was.
faked her death.
She faked her death. And there was another thing, the fire alarm started going off when we were about to, like, when we were doing the funeral. Like, the service was happening. And the fire alarms went off and we all had to evacuate. And
Wait, no wonder you were cremated.
yeah, no, but the fire alarms, the fire alarms went off. But there was like people joking saying, "Oh, of course Nana Christine would do this. She loves firemen or something. She finds them fit." That's what people were saying about me dead Nana. Bit weird.
Bit weird that.
Bit fucking weird. It always feels weird when I sleep there as well, because I always have dreams about my Nana every time I sleep there.
Really?
Every fucking time I've ever slept at Dad's house. At the
Dennis's.
Didn't this house?
Every time I've slept at my dad's house, every single time, it's always a dream about Nana Christine. It feels probably weird. Because I'd wake up, and it would like, you know, like when you're still like half asleep,
Mm-hmm.
I'd wake up and I think I'd like say it, but then it'd just be
You
me
wouldn't be
dreaming.
there.
No, because I'd just be dreaming at that point. I just find it weird how I never have a dream about her when I'm at home or anywhere else.
Only when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you know the Sleepy Cabin Ghosts episode. You know, Zach tells a story about how there was one room in one house, like that he grew up, one of his family
yeah,
homes,
and every single person
and
who slept
every
in there had the same dream.
about murdering everyone.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. That's like the Amityville. I don't know how you say it. Amityville.
Amityville house.
I used to have a ghost story book about that back in the day.
But the Amityville house,
No, it
that's
was-
not for kids.
No, it wasn't just that. It was little short stories about like real life ghost stories. Apparently,
Yeah.
it was like this little. It would fit in your hand. It was like small. It was like a little white with a red border kind of book. And I'd read it while my granddad would be window washing. Because I'd come with him to count the money that he would get.
Did you?
Uh,
And you'd sit on the curb and read that book.
no, I'd sit in the truck,
Oh, right.
like his big blue van that he had.
My granddad, because they had this van for the milk round they used to do and the shop. There's this big Mercedes van, and the doors were like, oh no, they wouldn't have been the sliding door. It was the regular like front door. And when I have this distinct memory of being a kid, and the van was parked, you know, where we went to college. Everyone bar Jack.
Wait, I went
Yeah.
there as well.
You know, oh yeah, I suppose you did. Wait, you know, a bit further on than that, like near the field, the sands.
Yeah.
I have a distinct memory of being a child, and the van was parked there, and I had my fingers like just in the doorway, and my granddad was like, "All right, you all right in there?" And he slammed the door shut, and it went boom right on my fingers, and it hurt. It hurt really bad, and I have a memory of him like realizing, opening it up and going, "Oh no, sorry," and like, from man, but I.
Just completely took your fingers off. Sly bastard. Don't you have creepy stories about your grandmother?
Ew. Oh,
You, Dean.
those stories.
Those.
But these aren't
stories.
ghost stories. These
know,
aren't
they're
ghost
just- they're
stories.
just
This is
creepy
just
as
her
fuck.
being weird.
I'd actually be terrified to
You want me
see.
to tell them?
No, go on.
Wait, my grandma has really poor eyesight. She has macular degeneration,
Oh, so that's
which
why.
means
So that's why.
which means she can't. No. Like, the second story is still weird, but this is me explaining the first one. So she had bad eyesight, and she used to, every time she'd go down the stairs, she doesn't go down the stairs forward, like, because she's worried she's gonna fall, so she goes down them backwards every single time, and it's just a bit creepy.
But that doesn't
Like
make
it's
any
weird. It's like a
sense.
weird like magic ritual. No, because in her mind,
you
it's like
think
she's
you'd fall
turned
over
around
Easily
she's
for
looking
something that weird.
down and going very slowly, and if she falls, I think she's thinking, if I fall forward, I'm gonna just hit the stairs. Whereas if she's facing forward and falls forward, she's gonna roll down them. But I remember Connor reminded me of that because when I like first met you, one of the jokes you did was we were walking down a staircase and you did it backwards, and I thought that's because you'd seen like an old person do that.
No, I just did that.
No, like my grandma used to do that for real. and I used to sleep over her house a lot, like once a week, and it's like a creepy old like house already, and just they haven't like updated anything in there since like the 70s. I heard another scream. Like, it sounds like someone's angry.
What is it? Is it in
There's
the
people
flat?
out.
or
There's
is it
no.
outside?
It's not in the flat. There's people outside. I think.
They're probably just
um,
motel or something.
Anyway, and so this house is creepy already, and I didn't used to like sleeping there. And when I was a kid, I had bad insomnia, so I'd be like up a lot, like late at night, just lying in bed, awake. And I was lying there one night, as usual, and I was just staring at the wall, awake. And my grandma opened the door, and like came in, and she was looking at us, and I was looking at her, and I had my eyes completely open. I was like sitting, like my head was out of the covers. It was very clear I was awake, and I was making direct eye contact with her, and she was just staring at us and smiling. And I was staring at her. I didn't say out, and she starts walking up the side of the bed, like walking up, like going up the edge of the bed, because I had the radio on, I think, still, or maybe the light was on, because she was walking up side of the bed, walking up, like closer to us, just staring at us, smiling. Staring at us and smiling. I was making direct eye contact with her the whole time, and I was shitting myself. Like I was terrified because I was like, she's lost it. I was like, I was really scared, and she got right up to the side of the bed where I was, and reached her hand over to the bedside and like flicked the light off. I flicked the radio off, and I just went like, Grandma, I said something, and she goes, "Oh, are you awake?" And I was like, yeah. I was only like, I'm sure I was like 11 or 10 or 11, and I was like, yeah, I'm awake, and she was like, all right, okay, good night, and she walked back off and left the room.
That's fucking
That was horrible, and she used to do stuff like that all the time, just like these
She
weird.
was gonna bash your skull in a bed.
No, because she like, yeah.
I think if you didn't say anything
An
there,
odd-
that would have been the end of you.
She went to turn the light off. It's weird that I tracked her with my head the whole time, and she didn't just go, "Oh, he's awake." She thought her natural response was to assume he's sleeping with his eyes open.
Oh, he's fast asleep, so I'll stare at him and smile.
He's
and
fast
then
asleep
turn
with his eyes
the
wide
radio
open
on. It's a bit weird.
and a big grimace on his face.
Yeah, Grandma reminds me of the old woman from Hereditary.
I haven't
way you-
seen it.
The way you explain it.
She used to stick like a flashlight.
Yeah.
You know the light end of the flashlight.
Oh,
Mhm.
She'd stick
boy.
that in her mouth. And she'd
That's
say,
a
I'm the ghost of Mary somebody, I'm the ghost that killed your father. And I'd be like, oh, and she'd go, that's what my
Was that
dad
Mary?
used to say it was.
Was it Mary Shaw?
No, it was Mary something. Mary
Queen of Scots.
I'm sure I've tried Googling it and I couldn't find out what it was.
Because Mary Shaw's the last from Dead Silence. That film's fucking shit. It's fucking shit, but it used to scare us because there's a horrible bit when this old woman's like dead corpse falls on top of someone and her face looks fucking disgusting.
Like the corpse, like in the DJ Def Joey.
You what?
DJ Def Joey. The video where he kisses his dead grandma.
No,
Like
Oh
that.
yeah, that's fucked.
I've never seen that. I don't know what that is.
I've shown you it every single time. This has happened multiple times. I explain it and you go, oh, I've never seen that. And I show it to you. And every time you go, that's fucking grim, that. And then I do it again.
What is it?
DJ Def Joey kisses his dead grandma. It's his great grandma, and she died of like Spanish flu or something. And he gets her body from the morgue for some reason. It's like 100-year-old body. And
Oh,
on
that.
camera, he gets it out of the casket.
I know
And he's like, he's a deaf guy, so on the video he's like breathing proper hard, and he films himself kissing the corpse, and then
Why
he's
does she
like,
look like that?
she looks like Medusa. Her hair's all like splayed out. I'll get a picture. I'll get Jamie to pull it up.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
Yeah, look at this. She looks like a monkey actually, like a chimpanzee.
Why would you want to see a dead corpse?
Why would you want to kiss your great 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 grandmother's corpse?
She's been dead for a few years now, like, it's a bit,
Few.
yeah, a few.
She'd
Would you
still.
kiss that?
I'd do
Always
more than
crusty.
kiss.
Would you shag that?
Too right.
Yeah, well. Bad stuff, that. Is there any, like, Connor or Kieran, like, stories about, you know how you brought up Eliza Lam? Is there any other stories like that?
Not that I can think of.
Not any BuzzFeed Unsolved you can think of?
Connor, if you don't, Jack, you've still got to tell your story about the ghost in the room. 'Cause that one's terrifying.
The ghost? Oh, the... Oh, I've got another one about where... When I was at the same place that happened.
Yeah.
We saw it at the same
Connor,
place.
you do that first, then we can move on to Connor and Todd. Because Kieran said he doesn't have a
Don't have any.
Alright, Connor?
Connor can think of
I'll think of one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell the shitter one, and then I'll tell the hopefully better one. But there was the one when me and my two friends were staying at my nana's old, like really old. It was like an old Victorian house sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was had like really old. Like, do you know how you said it look? Yours grandmother's look really old.
Yeah, was really.
Like not really not the decor or anything like that.
The actual architecture.
Yeah, like the furniture and everything looked like modern and stuff like that. But the way the house was built was really old and
Same with the house I was describing.
Yeah, because it used to have a little sitting room where we'd watch TV and stuff, and then the dining room would be massive. It was like as big as the whole of the top floor of the house, like the size of that.
Oh wait, you on about the big mansion they used to live in?
But it wasn't a mansion. It
No,
was
it
a big
was, man. You said it had a spiral staircase.
house. Yeah, but it didn't spiral like a whole like fucking circle upwards.
The
like-
garden was big enough that you could blitz about on it on your little quad bike.
Wait, the garden was like a moat around the house. It was like an oval, like a circle kind of shape thing.
It wasn't a
around the house.
mansion.
It
It had
wasn't.
a fucking moat.
It didn't have a moat, it just had like a grass, like circle around the house. They've upgraded it now, the people who live there now. They've put like massive sheds in it and stuff.
Oh.
But when my friends were staying over one night and we heard a noise in the attic. And the attic had been sealed off for like, it looked like years. It was like completely, it had been like plastered over. But you could see like the like gap of where it would be. So no one had been up there for years. And I heard like a massive crash sound, and it was someone like screamed in pain and said, "Oh fucking hell," like that. And it came from in the attic, and nobody else was awake, so I don't know who else it could have been.
How do you know your granddad didn't have a little secret business going on up there?
A secret little fucking version of himself living in the attic. And then it was,
Secret dwarf.
Secret clone.
and like the Simpsons episode where there's part 2 in the attic.
You had The Secret in Their Eyes on DVD up there.
I found a porno when I was there once.
Really?
It was a MILF getting fucked by a black man on VHS. And I had to hide it because I found it underneath my nan's bed. It's fucking disgusting. But that was the shit story of hearing the fucking disembodied voice in the attic. But
Mhm.
the one where I saw the woman it wasn't in the house, but it was near because it's called the Healthworks, and it's like a doctor's place that you would go to, not for like serious things, but if you like I don't know, you had like a checkup or something like that.
It's a little GP.
Yeah, it was like a little GP. And they used to have like a gym section that you could go for free, or maybe like for £2 a week. And once I was coming out of the gym, and I was getting my scooter that was locked up. I was unlocking that, and I was about to go back to my nana's. And I saw there was like a row of these houses, of like I think they were bungalows, but I don't know. They were like separated from. There was a massive fence in front of it, and then a brown wooden fence right next to them for like their back gardens. And in one of the windows, it was completely pitch black in the house, and the windows were like the blinds were open so you could see directly in. And there was like a weird light coming from like one section of this room. There was like a white glow, and there was a baby's cradle with the what's the spinning thing?
A mobile.
It was a mobile like spinning really slowly, and there was a woman like dressed in full white, like hunched over it, with like this proper like weird grey hair, and like I was completely perplexed. I was like, it felt like I was staring like for fucking ages, and I was just staring it down like I was really confused of what it was, and she like turned her head, and it was like a face like glowed up. Like nothing else was glowing, but just a face.
Was it glowing?
Like
I
a
thought you
face.
said.
I said,
I
well,
thought her face was covered in hair.
no, she turned. Like her face wasn't covered in hair. It's all I could see because she was facing.
Yeah.
She wasn't facing towards us, but then she
And
faced.
could you make out her features, or was it too much of a glow to line?
No, it was too far away to say that. It was like
Oh, was it like in Twin Peaks where Laura Palmer detaches her face? Yeah, she like clicks it off, and
Oh,
then
and
there's a
it's white.
glow. Yeah, it's like a white glow, and then she puts it back
Sort of,
on.
It was sort of like that. But it
And
was
Dale
like,
Cooper goes, "This is weird."
there was just like a weird light coming from the room, and like she turned, and there's like it reminded me of the face of there's a ghostly woman in the Insidious films. It reminds me of that, like with the big grey hair and shit. It reminded me of that, and it was fucking terrifying. And I told my friends to look, and they could see it as well. So I wasn't just like
Yeah.
going fucking insane or anything. Like they could see it, and I could see it, and we were like
The
fucking
way
confused of what it was.
you described it when you told it to us last time was really like interesting. Like how you said that. Remember the time we were walking back on New Year's Day, and we were obviously we'd done something
We're on that
a
bus.
little naughty a few hours earlier, so we were under the influence of it.
Oh yeah, because I was referencing it to
And-
that weird
yeah.
house that we saw.
And how
because
the
garden
house
was
we
completely
saw-
lit by itself. It was like it was in the daylight, but only
it was
that
like-
part.
everything was nighttime, and that specific area was like daytime still, and like it
You're
didn't
on
make any
hard-
sense.
You're on psychedelic drugs. What did you expect?
Yeah, but no, but I wasn't on psychedelic.
No, but
drugs,
it
I
was the
fucking-
way it looked. It was
Yeah,
a
because you're on
comparison.
psychedelic drugs.
Yeah, no, that was a comparison to Jack's the other story where he wasn't.
Because I was on drugs at 10-year-old. I was on fucking Capri Suns back then, man. I just remember looking
Capri
up.
Suns, not California Suns.
Aye, two right. But the way it lit up was just really confusing because it was like getting dark because it would have been like October, November time.
Hmm.
It would have been
Garden
like.
light.
Yeah, what?
Garden lights.
Might have been, but it was only in the room. It was in like an old baby, like an old, like 70s sort of like baby's room or something.
Someone
the
might have
trailers.
moved it.
Yeah, someone lived there. It's just it looked weird. The woman who was in it.
They like that style.
It was probably just some really old, scary woman.
Right, there's that case sorted.
Yeah, well, ghost story over, I suppose. Right, Connor, if you thought anything while I told my shit story.
Well, I was just wondering, have any of you had sleep paralysis before?
No,
Yeah.
but I really want it.
You don't.
You,
care.
what, you don't
No,
want
I
it?
want it. No, I want it like once, just to
Can
like
you
see
don't?
what it's like, and then
But
just
then
fucking
you're
awful,
in fear
'cause-
of getting it again.
yeah. But I've lucid dreamed like 4 times, and you're meant to get like sleep paralysis if you like sometimes when you lucid dream, but I never got it. I just got lucid dreams.
I'd rather have a lucid dream. I've only had a lucid dream once and it was fucking bad.
Lucid
All
dreams
mine
by
were
Juice WRLD.
Was the
You-
lucid dream the one where I looked at you and I
You looked
said,
at us and you said, not this time. And then
Yous are all in my lucid dream.
yous were all in mine. It's just I didn't know. I didn't notice that I was lucid dreaming until Dane looked at me and said it wasn't my time. And then I could hear the Guts thing playing, and then the world started crumbling, and I could feel my heart getting like proper tense, and I had to wake myself up. And then I woke up and I was like fucking, like sweating bullets. It was fucking awesome.
Sweating bollocks.
Sweating big balls, I think.
Do you remember? I told you all about mine, didn't I?
I think so. Is that where you killed an old man?
Yeah. Do you know? I'll just tell it again if you want.
Go on, I suppose.
It's not really scary. Well, I had one that was scary actually.
You've had a few dreams that are scary, you could tell.
Yeah, I have a lot of scary dreams because of like the medication that they put me on. But well, I'll start with the lucid dream. My first ever one was in Durham train station, but it was also the bus station, and I saw Connor in there. And then I looked at Connor, and then something just clicked in my mind, and I was like, "This is a dream." And then I looked at Connor, I looked away, I looked back, and he was like 50 years old, and he was standing talking to like this group of old men, and yous were all there as well, and I did the same to yous. I looked away, I looked back, and you all aged like 40 years. And Connor was talking to this old man, and I was like, well, I can do whatever I want. So the first thing in my mind that I thought to do was just like kill this old man. So I just started punching him and kicking him and that, and then he died. And then I like got transported. I don't know how, like, because when you in lucid dreams to move locations, you have to people say you have to like
Teleport.
kind of teleport, but go through. You have to have a door or like a pathway or a corridor that you go through to get to another location. You can't just think of it and be there. You have to go through something to get to another place. And somehow I was back in my house, and then I was in my room, and I like couldn't get out of my room because people were having this weird like party in my room. And every time I tried to open the door, they'd push me back into my room, and I'd fall on my ass. And then I got sick of it, and then I think I jumped out my window or something to wake myself up. But should I tell you about the scary well, the scary lucid dream isn't really that scary because it was just my own mind.
We just say that the scary dreams that you've had are fucking
The
terrifying.
scary lucid dream, just to cut it short, I was lucid dreaming, and then I kept thinking about, because what you're apparently not meant to do in a lucid dream, like
Think of your
unless
worst fears or something, isn't it?
you can, because you have to say out loud, show me something scary, and it will bring out like your most terrifying fear and put it into that dream. And I kept thinking about doing that, but I knew that I should not do it.
So
And
you
then-
know when you're in the dream, when you're thinking it, is it alright
Yeah.
then? But if you see it, it happens.
Yeah, I think if you think of stuff, then it's just like thinking in real life, but if you see it, then it actually happens. Because you can control the dream, but you have to actually like say words to control the dream.
Because that's what always worries me about doing like lucid dreaming, is because I know my mind's gonna just do it on purpose, where it's gonna be like, show me the scariest thing. I'm gonna say the fucking Exorcist or something like that.
Yeah, that's what was in my dream. Because I think we were talking about The Exorcist on like the night
You always
before,
were, you always tend to piss me off.
and I kept thinking like it would be fucked if The Exorcist showed up in this dream, and then I kept thinking of her face in my mind, and then I was like, well, I've got to wake myself up now because she's gonna come after me if I keep thinking it. So I woke myself up, and
That'd be fucking awful.
but yeah, because of the like pills that they put me on, the dreams that I have, like every night I have just completely vivid dreams, like multiple dreams that are laid into each other. And most of the time they're like really just horrifying, but my mind, usually if you have a nightmare, you don't, like you wake up from it and like you get scared or whatever, but my mind just acts like it's completely normal, and I'm completely calm throughout all of them until I wake up and I realise like what the dream was about. So probably the first one would be, I was in some sort of a room, and there was this, like I was lying in my bed, it must have been my room, so I was lying in my bed, and this like little dead girl came through the door.
Sorry. There was another scream outside. That's fucking terrifying.
God damn. And then this little dead girl came through the door, and in the dream I just somehow knew not to like look at her and stuff, and just keep lying in bed. But then I looked at her, and she like jumped, she like pounced on top of me and started screaming endlessly in my face. And then I don't know how I got it to stop, but somehow she was back in that corner again, and it just kept happening over and over again. Every time I looked at her, she'd jump up and scream in my face. And like, she'd look, like do the same facial expression as, do you know the SCP, the Shy Guy?
Yeah.
Do the same facial expression.
Jamie, pull that up, please.
I'll
Please,
put
Yeah,
the
I'll
don't
put
worry,
Pull up the Shy Guy.
I'll put the fucker up, don't worry.
Because he holds his like hands on his face and screams. And it was
Fuck,
exactly
oh
like
man, someone just ran up to my window. Sorry, they just like ran past my window to get some ball.
It's the demon.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kieran, because I genuinely got scared by that.
Oh look, it
Come on.
looks like that.
Yeah, I've seen
Ian
that.
is pissing.
Is that the one who, like in the story, it's like they go up the Himalayas or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is it in the Discord?
yeah. So she'd jump on top of me, like pounce like a fucking leopard. She was wearing this like, do you know when you see like scary little girls and that like creepy whatever?
Where it's like a hospital gown. sort of
Yeah,
thing.
they wear a
Like
hospital.
the one from
The
what's
Ring.
that film called? No,
Yeah.
Grave Encounters.
Don't know, I haven't saw it.
Is Grave Encounters the one with the stupid CGI mounts?
Yeah.
Where they like do that all like that.
And well, another dream that I had was probably we moved houses to some like weird city, and it was like this suburban area in it, and we moved into this new house, and yeah, a little bit like that. And we moved into this new house, and do you know the Annabelle doll?
Yeah.
I was looking through, I think, like, because we moved into a house, but they kept all the furniture there, the people who were there. They had this doll that was on a shelf, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, weird. And then I went to bed on the night, and I think I woke up, and for some reason I looked like it was either in the corner of my room or under my bed, and the doll was just sat there, and then I was like, well, that's weird. And then I moved it out of the room. And then it kept happening like over and over again. And then when I woke up in the morning, every time, like throughout the day, whenever I'd turn around, it would be sat behind me. And then all of the like scary things in my dreams involves them like jumping up and screaming in my face like endlessly. So that kept happening, but with the Annabelle doll. And every time I tried to get rid of it, it just kept coming back. And I couldn't stop it.
Sounds
But in
fucking
the
awful.
end, but it's not awful for some reason. It's
It'll-
just
it'll just be nothing for you, but then you'll wake up and you're like, we fuck that.
yeah. It just feels like it's a normal thing in the dream. I'm not scared of it, but it just happens. Because I've never dreamed like this before. Because one of the side effects of it is giving you mad fucking dreams, and all of my dreams are just really vivid, like vivid locations. I can remember them quite easily in the morning, and I never used to dream before. I'd dream like once every maybe week or something, and now I dream like multiple dreams each night. It's just multiple dreams that are combined into one.
I don't think I dream every night, but like the one when I do dream, I remember it. Like,
I dream the same as Kieran, but I'm not on medication or my brain's just like that. They're not as like vivid. Like in the morning I can remember them, but not clearly. But I know what you mean about having multiple dreams a night and that meld into like merge into one. It's weird, but that's what
The
I meant.
coolest sort of dream that I had was Connor was in the dream, and it was one that I told you about when the world was ending. I think there was a zombie apocalypse or something, or just the world was ending. And Durham was in anarchy, like people were shooting each other, robbing shops and everything. And then me and Connor thought we'll go to Sainsbury's and rob them for all their tabs. And then we did that. And we held them up at gunpoint.
was that dream that you had about going to Brazil, buying tabs from there?
Oh yeah, I had
Kieran has loads of dreams about buying tabs or finding tabs.
my dreams. It's where I would. The first dream that I had was where I went to India with Connor and all yous, and we went fishing, and then I found these Indian tops, and I bought them, and then like the Indian military started like airstriking the place, and then I woke up. And then the next one, I was in Brazil, and I went to another shop, and they wouldn't sell me them, so I had to go to another shop, and then I had to buy them there. It was like Brazilian's Tesco's though. And then I just kept having strings of dreams like that with different countries doing the same thing. So yeah.
Decent.
Decent.
Decent dream. Connor, have you thought of anything since then?
Well, no, it was just that was my thing, the sleep paralysis thing. Because the worst one I'd experienced was I was laying in bed and like obviously I started to struggle to breathe, and then my door opened and my mum was stood there, but like with sort of like really dead, sort of glazed over eyes. Like just, do you know why like someone stares through you and not like at you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that, and I couldn't speak like at all. Like no matter how hard I tried, because usually when I had sleep paralysis, I obviously didn't try to speak, but with this, because it was my mum, I tried.
Yeah.
And she started like moving towards me, and she had like something in her hand, like she had her hands behind her back holding something. And then like she got right next to me and just like stared at me for a while, and then like pulled out a pillow and started like suffocating me.
What?
That
It
sounds
was awful, yeah.
That's awful. Wait, do you have
Right.
sleep paralysis a lot?
I did. It was
Well,
like
so, when you had the
midway
sleep
through
paralysis-
year 12.
You know when you had the sleep paralysis, did it actually look like your mum?
Yeah, it looked exactly like it, yeah.
Because usually it's like just a shadow or like a figure like that.
Yeah, most of the time it was, or most of the time just nothing was there, and it'd be like an out-of-the-body experience where I'd just see myself and I couldn't breathe properly. But this time it was like my mum, for some reason. That was like the only time it was like an actual figure, like of someone who I could make out.
You can see yourself.
Sometimes, yeah, like it was like out of body where I was looking at myself.
With your mum, could you see yourself?
No, it was like a point of view where it was like I was awake looking at her.
That sounds
Your
horrible.
dreams.
Does it
I do
sound
not envy you.
terrifying?
I never want sleep paralysis.
I've had sleep I can't even fucking say it. Sleep
Paralysis.
paralysis. I've
All
had
that,
three
all that
times.
has this.
I've had sleep paralysis like 3 times, I think, that I can remember. And only one of them has been like alright. Like wasn't scary. It was just stupid. I think Kieran knows it.
What
I
happened?
think. But wait, the scary one was I was like, would have been like 7 or 8, I think, when it happened. And it was like, I used to have this race car bed in my room, and I was asleep, and I thought I woke up, but I was like still half asleep. And around, like surrounding us, was all these figures of people, like just shadow people, and I couldn't like say that, I couldn't make out who it was. And they were all just like surrounding us, and they kept getting closer and closer. And then I finally like tried to scream, but nothing came out. And then I woke up and just nothing was there. And then the other one was, it's that one that everyone has, where it's like everyone who's had like sleep paralysis pretty much has it, where it's like a man in a hat, like a man
Yeah.
with a hat, like shadow of a man with a hat.
Like a big like top stovepipe hat.
Yeah, he just stood in the corner of the room, and then he just disappears. But then the weird one that I had was, it was one of our friends' mums dancing, like in the corner of the room, just dancing. She was
Like
doing
the arm.
no, she was dancing like you know SpongeBob in the pizza episode when he's doing the native dances to try and,
Jamie, pull up a gif of that.
Pete.
yeah,
Can we pull up the Pizzagate episode?
Pizzagate episode. But she was dancing like that, and then I told my friend like whose mum was about it, and he didn't seem very happy about it for some reason. I don't know why.
Which mate was it? Put it out.
James. It was James.
James.
It was Elizabeth dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. No, it wasn't that dance.
was it like the
If it
arm?
was.
That wasn't pretty
I
minute.
wouldn't be able to deal with sleep paralysis. I'd be too scared to sleep again.
I've heard
There's a way you can like get it. Kieran, if you want to do this, yeah, you sleep on your
I've
back.
heard about it. You're sleeping on your. I
Yeah,
always-
that's why I'm scared of sleeping on my back. I don't do it.
I never sleep
think-
on my back.
Yeah, I normally
I
sleep. on
always
my
fall
back, though.
asleep on my front.
No, what you need to do is you need to like put yourself in like the feeling of being like pretend to be. You have to fake sleep pretty much, and you have to lie on your back, and your body will try and like make your face itchy or like make your arms itchy or something, and you have to like not like you can't like give up and like itch it.
Yeah, it's like, do you know when you're laying in a position that you're not usually in, and your body's sort of like, yeah, get into that position that you used to. You're supposed to like go against that and wait till you sleep, and then that can bring on sleep paralysis.
Like you just have to wait until it actually happens because it'll just eventually happen. That's why I
Not
never,
worth
I
it.
never once sleep on my. The only time I sleep on my back is like accidentally, like in the middle. Like if I feel like just fall asleep and I'm too tired, or if like it's in the middle of the night or something like that.
I just wonder what it would be like for me because all my dreams are like scary as fuck.
I've
It
So-
would
heard,
be the tipping point.
I've heard ones where it's like the fucking some ordinary gamer. He's like spoke about his
Oh, he gets
Uh,
it like almost constantly, doesn't he?
Muda High. He's talked about his horrible fucking sleep paralysis, and it like it stops him from going to sleep at night because he's that scared of it. It'd be fucking horrible. I don't know why anyone would want that. But he has it without any like he can have it when he's like sleeping on his back. I mean when he's sleeping on his stomach. So there's ones where I think they talk about on Sleepcast, but I think Chris mentions it. Where
Yeah, he
he's
talks about seeing a hybrid between a cockroach and a spider.
Yeah, and then he sees the one where he falls asleep staring at the wall, and the wall like starts like shape shifting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever
bad.
done drugs in a dream?
Nah. I know you have. Most of your dreams. are
we
about-
we know Kevin has.
Majority of your dreams are about doing drugs.
Why?
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
It's good because it feels exactly like it. You know,
Oh yeah, I
okay.
actually I had one dream where I did acid, and it was at Tyler O'Donnell's house. Or
It feels like the same, but you don't have to pay.
it was at Blade's house, and
Oh, you've told us about that?
yeah, because it was. We were like all of us were there, but so was the bloke, the lad's house, like the lad we went to the house with. He was there, and we had the whole house we had every single door and window in the house open, and it felt like we were all lying on the floor, and it felt like we were on a tropical island sort of thing, because all the wind was like blowing inwards, like stuff like that. It felt proper.
You know, in a vivid dream, I mean a lucid dream, you're not meant to like, do you know the people that are in your dreams?
Yeah.
You're not meant to tell them that they're not real and like that they're not in it, that they're like only in the dream.
Isn't that just Interstellar though, Kieran? Wasn't that just a rule in Interstellar?
No, I've heard that loads that you're not meant to talk to them because it happened in one of mine. Like nothing really bad happened, but it was with my girlfriend was in my room and I was talking to her and then I just randomly said, "But you're not real though." And then she looked at me and she said, "If you keep saying that, I'm gonna do something really bad." And I don't know what she would have done, so I just stopped.
She might have like turned into your greatest favourite or something.
Yeah,
Something stupid
I-
like that.
It was like a warning before I kept saying it.
I've always like wondered like, you know, because I've heard people can like, I don't know, it might have just been like some stupid fucking twat on Reddit, but it was like him and a few of his friends would like lucid dream, like try and lucid dream at the same time on a night, and apparently they would like meet up and they would remember things they said to each other in the dream.
That's like that SpongeBob episode.
It's like
Where he goes
Inception.
into people's dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a mission in Battle of Bikini Bottom that's based on that. But I always wondered if that was possible because I remember I've had dreams where like I've mentioned stuff to yous and I'd like ask you the next day, but you wouldn't have a clue what I'm on about. Like I think I've done it with you a few times, Keenan. No, I know I've definitely done it with Dean. But I think I've done it a few times with you, Keenan, as well.
Where you've talked to me
Like
in a
what?
dream.
I'll say something in a dream and then I'll mention it to you like on call or in person like the next day or something, and you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. Because it was the one I had the other night when I met Baldwin Bancroft, and I went because he lived with Dean's mum and dad for some reason. And
Yeah, he lived in my garage.
no, he lived in your house. I just remember he rigged this thing in your garage where it would lift up the garage door by placing like heavy stuff on a rope.
I just use my hands.
And I lifted it up, and underneath I could see a computer. And I was like, oh, I went to Dean's mum, oh, I can see Dean's PC under here. And then I remember I woke up and I asked Dean, do you remember putting a PC in your garage? And he didn't have a clue what I was on about. Because clearly he
Yeah,
wasn't
I
reading.
don't have a PC. There is not a PC in my house.
Yeah, I just went, oh, right, do you remember having a PC in your garage? And you went, no, it isn't real.
Dean's
Yeah.
house is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir?
At the front door, he has this alarm where when he puts it
Oh,
in,
yeah.
No, it's a burglar alarm, and they were both shocked
it
by
sounds
it.
like a bomb.
When you both went to my house, when we left, when I set the alarm, you was like, "What are you doing?" Set the alarm.
And your garden, it's massive, but it's on like a weird hill.
Yeah, it's on a hill, so it's like all
It's huge. but
can't
it's
use
on-
most of it.
And, like people can see it, and that's pretty weird.
There's like a massive difference between your like front room and your kitchen.
Yeah, I know.
Your front room's like styled like oldly, if you know what I mean, but then your kitchen's like really
Yeah, because
modern.
they haven't done out the.
Yeah, it's
Front room,
really weird. 'Cause
That's
you
the
sit,
way
you sit
they've done the front room out since you were last there. They're getting new couches and they've got a new fireplace and everything.
Yeah, but
And they've
the front
repainted.
room, the front
stuff.
room is like an old like people's house. Who was?
Yeah.
It's different now. And then the kitchen's really modern, and then the conservatory's really modern as well.
I know, because they just didn't pay attention to the front room.
It's really weird.
He sets a
Well,
bomb every time he leaves the house.
Yeah, I know he has to defuse the bomb. It's really weird. I remember once when we watched Peep Show on that couch in the conservatory, and I kept dropping fucking cashew nuts on the floor, and you were kicking off.
Yeah. Was it?
You went, do not drop them on the floor.
Shoot, he didn't drink.
Yeah, because I knew my dad would go off it.
I didn't mean it. I was fucking chucking them in my mouth.
Do you know like sleep paralysis? I'm sure I read like somewhere that like it's a Japanese legend that it happens because there's
Oh, the 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning thing.
no, it's a Japanese legend that there's this some sort of like demon creature that
Yeah, and it's like a little girl, like with a weird like shadow over her face. Two big
I
eyes.
thought it was something with wings that sits on like
oh,
your
that as well.
chest.
Yeah, there's that as well.
Yeah, it sits on your chest and that's why you can't get up and can't wake up. Something like that.
Yeah, but there's also the other one where it's like it shows it's like in Japanese folklore there's a creature that looks at you at 2 to 3 in the morning, and it's like because you're a virgin or something. Like it's like someone taking the piss on Instagram that I saw it, but like it's an actual apparent folklore thing. I can't remember the name of it. But I know what you're talking about, the one with the wings and shit.
Yeah.
Because isn't there, there's like an advert that is like something like that?
Red Bull.
No, Cavania or something like that.
California.
It's for like,
California.
yeah, it's for like chess calls or something. And it's like this green goblin that sits on top.
Oh,
of
the little green snot monkey that sits on your chest.
Yeah, it reminds me of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, get it, Jimmy. Pull up the snot monkey.
Yeah, put
Maybe
up
there's
something. Yeah. But I know what you're on about. Yeah.
I'm gonna find anything.
You're not gonna find anything if you like snot monkey.
Yeah, that's what I think. Then.
Should I talk about Amazon? Because I think you could make a really great creepypasta with Amazon warehouses. But recently I got a job working in an Amazon warehouse. And in the warehouses is sort of like what I do is called storing, which you pick an item from these totes, which are like containers, and you scan it and put it into these robots that have basically like shelves on top of them that move around the warehouse. And the warehouse is like absolutely massive. It's like miles long each way. It's got multiple floors, all that are just the exact same layout. You can't tell them apart. They're designed in the exact same way. And you have your own little station. And most of the time, the station that I'm on, because they've got so many robots and so much stuff to store, like there's literally just miles and miles of these robots with the shelves on top that are all parked up together. And occasionally when one of them moves to like go to another station, you'll see it's just a long, massive just a line, and then there's a light at the end of it, because the robots are literally just lined up for fucking miles and miles, because there's that many of them. And just thinking about like getting trapped in there is horrible.
Alright, next story.
Doesn't matter.
It sounds fucking horrible. The way you explained it was like fucking infinite IK.
Yeah, and yeah, it looks like there's absolutely no end to the warehouse, because it just goes on and on. You physically can't see like a wall at the end or anything. It's just light that goes for literally miles in just one straight line after one of them moves out the way. And there's people that have like genuine jobs. If something falls off one of them, they have to go in there and like retrieve the product that's fell off of it, and that would be horrible. Because if you go in there without like, because I think they have like a map or something on their Kindles that they bring in, and if you went in there without a map deep in, there's no way you're getting out, because everything would just look the exact same.
Yeah. Only Players uploaded a new Witcher.
Yeah, no, I saw it earlier on.
Sam Hasty just sent it through.
Yeah, but Kieran, that does actually sound fucking horrible.
It is like the back rooms though,
It's
isn't
like
it?
the- it's
Yeah,
like the
that's
back
exact.
rooms,
That's
aren't
what
Liminal. Yeah.
Liminal spaces.
that's what it exactly is. If I took a photo of it, it'd be perfect for them.
they? You should do. You
What's-
can add that fucking creepy song that always plays.
You know, in the Amazon warehouse,
Yeah.
what's the lighting in it like?
Well, the lights are weird because they don't turn on unless you're like under them. They're sensor based.
Right, but are
So
they
like
like
some parts will
bright?
just be pitch black.
Well, the toilets and stuff when you first go in, they're pitch black. And then when
Are
you
they,
step
like-
in, the lights will come on.
Bright white lights or dim
Yeah,
yellow lights?
they're like dim yellowy lights.
The worst type of light.
But where all the robots are, there's like, because they're all parked up, so the sensors aren't really going off for the lights, so you can just see the like front couple of rows, and then after that, it's just pretty much like dark, just darkness.
It sounds horrid working there.
Yeah, it is.
Yellow
Here's
light
one more.
feels so uncomfortable.
It pays well. Wouldn't mind the liminal space. It pays well. But hi Dane, I saw it earlier on. That only plays
Yeah.
notification. I thought it was saying things because I last night I rewatched it. The Witch Hunt.
Did you?
Yeah.
The 2 episodes.
No, there's more than 2 episodes.
There's only 2, surely.
There's not.
But it was on Chris and Zach, and they did 2 episodes.
No, because it's like a 2-hour long montage.
Right.
Managers are horrible.
For horrible.
Go say it out louder, Kieran.
I say that how to Kieran.
The
Wait,
managers are horrible.
You had that.
Oh, say it loud.
You had that twat before that was saying that was kicking off someone something like that.
Yeah, when you have nothing work to do, like no work to do, and if you sit down on the ladder to rest your legs, then they go off it at you, and if you do it like multiple times, they'll write you up for it. guess.
What's with the fucking horrible 10-minute silences after the game and says something?
Nobody wants to listen.
Amazon is just depressing.
Amazon sent us west. Amazon was supposed to fucking send them lithium batteries to your house, Kieran, and they never did.
What?
I bought you the lithium batteries, the circular batteries for your fucking lights. and they
Oh, you were
never
trying to
arrived.
pop those?
No. I don't think they sent them to your house because I put Kieran Bartholomew.
I thought it was a joke.
That was a sick fucking joke. Alright. Is there anything you want to add, Jack Todd?
Oof. I'm there. No, I've got nothing.
There was a vibrator that I had to store,
Nice.
but it was in like plain packaging. Then when I scanned it, I looked on the thing and it was like massage clip vibrator. And I got horny.
Very sad.
I mean, the packaging for them had to be this. You can
Discreet.
keep stuff like discreet packaging.
Yeah.
Don't want your pet seeing that you bought.
And I got like a container that was full of massive like kilogram packs of mealworms.
Mm.
And you get loads of BTS.
Yeah, the first time I was there, I had like 2 full containers of BES CDs and pin badges and stuff.
Why is there so much of it?
Because
'Cause
people
they-
have a monopoly on teenage girls.
It's not like people buying them, it's the products that Amazon are getting, and then they store them in their facility
Oh,
so
right.
that if they know products are in high demand, then they can get them out immediately from their own facility and ship them
Yeah.
straight away.
You know how you said that thing about a vibrator?
Yeah.
You know how one of our friends' dads works there as well?
Yeah.
He was saying how he got, because he has to, before you get them, he has to
Check.
check them and see if they're alright.
Try them out. Or...
Yeah,
The lad
try
I was
them out.
talking to earlier today.
Yeah, the lad you were talking to earlier today. And his dad said that he found male butt plugs with like tails on the end, like cat tails, dog tails and shit like that.
Wait, different types of butt plugs, like
Like
shaped. I thought they were all like
Yeah.
the same.
well, there were male ones. I don't know if they're any different. but they were-
No, it's
Like-
all a plug to put in your ass, but it has like different
Oh,
accessories
I know.
coming off the bottom.
No, I know about the accessory bit, but I thought there was no like male butt plug, female butt plug thing. Just butt
Stop,
plugs.
this is scary.
Or will it be like so it curves to go to the G spot or something?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, it depends if the
Uh,
male G spot is different to the female arse G
It is
spot.
because the male G spot is a prostate, whereas women don't have one.
Women don't
There's
have
your
a G-spot in their arse, so.
Well, why do they want to do it?
I don't know, because they're freaks, Kieran.
Some girls like it.
Yeah, but
Why
why
not?
if they
No, it
can't
can
make
still
it?
cause.
Why do girls like
It
sucking
can
dick? That makes no sense. They don't feel
Wait.
anything doing that.
Wait,
it can
Well, you
still
don't know if
cause
they
orgasm.
like it.
Wait,
if it's mine, it's got his dick.
Alright, thanks for listening, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Are you going?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, stay,
Alright.
bro.
Are you going? Good night. Are you going?
You go, every.
Are you going?
Are you going, everybody?
That should be our new outro.
Are you going?
Where are you
Are you
going?
going? We'd say it all in time and sing, and then we can do that as like the echo bit at the end. Alright, 3. I'll go on, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Are you going?